Okay, here's the maiden flight of my Stevens Aeromodel 4Charlie. This plane's built under their Balsa Builder program, and it's a little bit different than most of their other kits where everything completely fits. You cut some of these parts yourself. It's kind of an in-between scratch building and their pre-done kit building that they have. Anyway, it went together fine. I didn't have any trouble with it, and I liked the looks of it, and it was a lot more robust construction than the other models that I'm used to. So I took it out this morning for a little flight. It was cloudy and overcast, and all I saw, it was just a dark mass in the sky, so it wasn't a good day to have a maiden flight. But the winds were dead calm. I had the field all to myself, so I went ahead and took it up. Everything was fine at takeoff. It was balanced perfect. I had no trim adjustment. It could use more expos on the control surfaces, the ailerons especially. It's pretty touchy, but it flew great. So I took it up for a little bit, just kind of a moderate flight to see what it could do, and here's what I got. Boy, it's really a nice smooth flyer. I like the way it flies. I put a little GO2 camera from Insta360 on the in the cockpit. They have a little man configure that you can get that kind of supposed to fancy it up, makes it look kind of cartoonish. I just left it off because I was going to use that top hatch as a camera mount anyway. As you can see, it's pretty much just a silhouette in the sky, and it's really easy to lose orientation. It's got a solid red bottom on it, so there's no marks, and here it bit me. It's not the first time I've crashed, and it won't be the last time I crashed. About as flat, lost orientation of it. And now for the infamous walk of shame to see what is left. Do a little walk around, but I was really amazed. The fuselage was pretty much unscathed. The motor got knocked loose. It stripped some screws out in the middle. Other than that, I just had to put some bigger screws in it, and it screwed right back in. And that wing was snapped in half and looked terrible, but it really wasn't as bad as it looks. The landing gear had been knocked loose. I found it, but one wheel was missing, and I never did find it. They have a little rubber wheel keeper on it. I'm running a 3-cell design on this thing. Stevens design has it for a 2-cell system, but all I really had around was 3-cell, and I wanted the extra power anyway. So I put a Cobra 2213-22 1100 kilovolt motor on it, 25 amp ESC, all Futaba FASST radio gear, and a 3S 2200 battery in there. I needed that battery for ballast. I don't really need that much battery on this light little plane. It weighs in about 26 ounces all up weight. If you ran a 2-cell system, seems to me like it'd be awful tail heavy, and you'd have to put a lot of dead ballast in the nose. But anyway, I just built it according to the instructions except for the power system. I wasn't all that crazy about the center part of the wing where it fits into the saddle, wing saddle, and you'll see why in a little bit. It didn't seem to me like it was quite robust enough in that area, but I built it according to the plans. Right along in here is where I start getting in trouble. It's that dark sky and that all red bottom on there. Just no way to see it, and I lost orientation. In it went. Looks horrible. But actually, it just broke along that one area of the wing you can see there. I questioned that whole center section of the wing when I built it. It just got built up wood in there, and I'm used to having some sort of a rod or steel plastic. So I put in a steel tube. I mean, a carbon steel tube that I had along that main central spar, and just epoxied the heck out of it in. So that should make it plenty stiff there. Of course, that means the next time it breaks, it'll just break at the next weaker spot. But I don't think it'll break in the middle of that wing again. And this time I decided to put some big, wide white stripes on the bottom of the wings there, so you can see it better. It just all red was just a bear to be able to see. But it went back together just fine, no problem. It surprised me that it wasn't damaged worse than that. I had to rework the landing gear mount a little bit. I lost some parts to that, and I beefed it up a little bit. But here it is, all back together. We'll have to see if it flies. Those white stripes ought to make it easier to see, so just have to wait and give it a try again.